Well, IMDb lists a writer and director for this movie, so I guess it wasn't created by AI? So Psycho Killer's the feature-length directorial debut of director Gavin Polone, I think that's how you say his last name, pronunciation check, and written by Andrew Kevin Walker, who wrote the movie The Killer. He wrote The Killer, now it's Psycho Killer. It's different. Wordplay jokes aside, he is still the writer of 8mm and 7. It's a serial killer manhunt film written by the writer of 7. 7! And he's the writer of this, but I'm pretty convinced the robots have indeed become self-aware, and their second order of business was to sabotage this film. I guess this movie was shot in 2023, a 3-year shelving. That's always a good sign. So Psycho Killer does indeed have a psycho killer, a satanic psycho killer leaving creepy symbols in his victim's blood at the crime scenes. A lone state trooper's trying to catch this guy, and here we go. Yeah, the movie's shit. I guess I'm not gonna bury the lead, but if you want to hear me talk about it for a few more minutes, I'll talk some more. This movie's weird in that it has all the boxes checked for a psycho killer manhunt movie. All the boxes checked, but none of the soul. But I guess it wasn't made by AI, it only really feels that way. Psycho killer with a large, enormous, imposing silhouette, check. Psycho killer with a creepy, deep voice, check. He sounds like this. He sounds like when someone's on the phone with the guy demanding the millions of dollars for the hostage situation. He's got the voice that I guess this guy just sounds like that. All will be revealed in time. Lone cop going after the psycho killer, check. Lone cop going after the psycho killer because the psycho killer killed her husband. Double check. Movie about a psycho killer called Psycho Killer? Check all the way. Tell me that wasn't ChatGPT, really. We just made a manhunt movie about a psycho killer. What should we call it? I'm sorry, Psycho's already been taken. Try again. The Killer's also already been taken. Try again. Psycho Killer. Lacks any and all nuance, so I'll be honest, but I mean, can we use that? It's on the nose, almost to its detriment, but I think we can use it. This movie stars Georgina Campbell as the cop on the manhunt for this psycho killer. There are other actors in the movie for sure, but they're only in a scene or so, and then they're just gone. They're extras with dialogue at that point. She's the only one where it's like, oh, that's a character in the film. But there's nothing really fleshing out her story other than the fact that she's on the hunt for this guy. Example, she gets into a scuffle with the psycho killer, gets thrown out a window, you hear the cops, the sirens are coming, you're like, all right, she's about to get yelled at for this one because she went against orders and went into that room, did not wait for backup, right? We'll never know. We don't have the Jack Crawford character. We don't have the boss or the partner or anyone she can bounce off of or go up against. And there are more than a few moments in this movie where the budget, or lack thereof, does show. I guess they didn't have a budget for a police precinct or other actors to actually be her boss and talk with her or lecture her or whatever. But that gives the film a lack of structure at that point. The fact that she's a cop is just convenient. She could have just been anybody. She could have been a civilian going after this guy. In fact, the movie would be more interesting if she was. Not saying it wouldn't be shit too, because well, it's still this movie, essentially. To be fair, Malcolm McDowell is in the movie. I mean, it's always good to see Malcolm McDowell. But his scene is one of those scenes where if you took that out of the film, it wouldn't change anything. Not really. It does show the psycho killer's conviction. There is that. But it is a scene where it's either bad CGI or created by AI, and I don't know where one ends and the other begins. Because there's this CGI blood spatter, and the blood's disappearing in the middle of the air, and you're like, I mean, come on. That's the best we got. All right. Also, why does this scene exist except to show us bad CGI blood spatter? But by the end of the movie, you have this sense of, why does the movie exist at all? Because the psycho killer's motivation leading up to the last act of the film, it doesn't line up. You know what? After I give my rating of this movie, I'm going to tell you about the end of this movie. I'm going to spoil it. So spoiler warning. Spoiler warning, you get to gain an hour and a half you don't have to waste on this film. A thing I appreciated in the film for a while was the fact that we didn't see the serial killer's face. We never got a good look at him. Felt like the movie didn't want to humanize him, someone like that could just be anybody. But the movie itself is such a sloppy ass mess. I feel like anything I could glean from that creative choice was just an accident. Any sense of, oh, that was an interesting creative thought, it makes me feel like it's probably not. I'm overthinking it. You ever done that in the cafeteria? You know, we were all in high school and we're thinking up movie plots and that's how the conversations went. Oh, it'd be cool if there was a movie and the killer did this thing and we didn't create a plot around it. We just thought of these isolated incidents that would be kind of cool on screen. That's this movie. On screen, like the high school cafeteria conversation, there ceases to be an interesting film or plot around it, giving it any sort of, you know, purpose. I mean, psycho killer guy at one point like stabs a guy and drinks his blood from the neck because he creates a big harpoon to go into his carotid artery, and it's just, why'd that happen? Other than, hey, this is creepy Satanist shit, like, that'll creep the audience out, right? In the end, yep, Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, and we're still in January movie season, apparently. On that note, I guess I'll just rate the movie up so I can talk about the shitty ending. Movie itself isn't much different, because Psycho Killer is dog shit. So this psycho killer guy is killing people and writing, you know, 666 on the wall or whatever. Then at the end of the movie, he takes a hostage who works at this nuclear power plant to get into this nuclear power plant to cause a nuclear meltdown. Oh, okay. Why'd you waste my time for an hour and some change of this guy just killing people for the fun of it, I guess? When you had this big scheme to just do this? It just fell flat. It doesn't feel like anything leading up to that ending was actually leading up to the ending. It's 20 or 30 minutes or so of the main point, and an hour before that being filler. It's like they had one movie, the movie was shelved, and they were like, hey, I have an idea for that movie that we shelved without an ending. Bear with me on this. I found our ending. Does it mix? No, absolutely not. But I did find an ending. That's not nothing. I love me a good serial killer manhunt movie. But sometimes a manhunt movie comes along that's such a mess. The film itself is the actual crime. Thus, here we are. All right, so Psycho Killer, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite manhunt movie? Or what's your least favorite? We can celebrate the worst here. Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.